Coming off appearances in the NCAA Tournament 2 out of the last 4 seasons, and following the team's first CAA championship in 2021, the Northeastern baseball program has established itself as one of the premier college baseball programs in the Northeast. With a roster of players that hail predominantly from New England, New York, and New Jersey, the team takes pride in its hard-nosed, blue-collar mentality.
There are a lot of really good baseball players here in the Northeast, and we focus on New York, New Jersey, and New England, and it just makes a lot of sense for us. It's easier for us to see them. We can travel, get permissible amount of evaluations on these guys, be able to see them multiple times. You get to know their summer coaches, you get to know their high school coaches. Those coaches know what our program's like, they know what I'm like, and they're able to help us find the right fit for us. So I think it just makes a lot of sense for us strategically to recruit in this area, and there is a lot of talent. And you can look at that from the big league level on down. There are a lot of players in the big leagues from the Northeast. And so for us, we feel like the Northeast player not only provides that toughness, but it also provides a ceiling. They haven't played their best baseball yet. They haven't played a lot of baseball because of the multisport or the weather. So we feel like when we get a player that's talented, that they still have a big ceiling ahead of them, and it allows us to develop them and get them better.
So I grew up in Lexington, Mass. So that's like 20-25 minutes outside the city. I did 3 years at their public school and then transferred over to Buckingham, Brown and Nichols right in Cambridge. So I've been within the vicinity for pretty much my whole life now. And there's really nothing quite like playing like close to home. You never realize how valued your parents coming to your games and friends and family coming to watch is gonna be until you're there.
There's a lot of good players up here, and there's a lot of competition. I think kind of being in New England, a lot of kids these days are more 3-sport athletes in this area, so we get a chance to recruit really good athletes and maybe guys who haven't really quite reached their ceiling yet.
We're looking for a blue-collar type player, someone that's gritty, someone that's tough, someone, a lot of times multi-sport athletes, a lot of kids up here in the Northeast either play hockey or soccer or basketball or football or some combination of 2 of the 3. So, the Northeast kid, I think, provides that toughness, that grit. They provide a multi-sport athlete that we're looking for. And then, they've grown up in the conditions that we play in, especially early in the year when we're playing home games and it's, a little cold, a little breezy or whatever it may be, or we got to shovel the field off to get a practice in, whatever. They're used to it. So I think it makes a lot of sense for us that the Northeast player is the right fit for us.
I played hockey and I also played soccer in high school as well. I went to Groton School, which is in Groton, Massachusetts. I started playing soccer and I loved it, and so I just kept with it, played 3 sports throughout my whole time and had an awesome career in high school.
There's a certain mental and physical toughness to every sport. I mean, especially football players. I can't tell you how many quarterbacks have been through the Northeastern baseball system. It just teaches a certain kind of toughness that you can't usually get on the baseball field. So acquiring those skills in other arenas or other fields and then bringing those to the baseball field just makes you that much better off.
The ability to play multiple sports, I think, just allows us to find different ways to win. Finding different ways to compete, finding different ways to be leader, establish culture, being the best player you can be in those respective sports, and carry the things that you've learned from those sports over into baseball.
Pitching, especially in New England, and you can even look at big league rosters, there's a lot of arms that just develop a little bit later. And they haven't thrown as many innings, they haven't logged as many innings. So, a lot of our guys kind of take that next step once they get to college and get in a little more specific, workout program, weight program, strength program, and have a chance to pitch more and throw more innings.
I think the coaches do the recruiting, they want the cold-stated players who are gritty, who are going to work hard for it and not complain about the weather, the conditions, and that's how they want it to be and that's how it should be.
Coach Glavin, he harps on that every single day, and he wants that to be our true identity as a team. He's that tough, blue-collar, hard-nosed team that just brings it every day. It's something that we pride ourselves on, and I think it shows on the field. It is just such a stark difference between some programs that we face when we're just that much mentally, physically tougher than some teams.
I definitely think a lot of the guys know what it takes to be successful in this type of weather or in this area. I played against a ton of guys on this team growing up in high school or even before that. One of the first guys I can think of is Wyatt Scotty. He played for Nakona and I played for some other teams, and I used to hit against him while he pitched. He used to hit back in the day. He went to my rival high school, so we were always playing against each other. Jeff, I played against. Spencer, I played against. The list goes on and on, but I mean, we all played against each other, so the culture's kind of already there. Our experiences are very similar in some ways.
Well, I think we had that reputation now. I think everybody knows that Northeastern's roster is littered with players from the Northeast. And they know that our coaches are recruiting right here in our backyard, all over Massachusetts, all over New England and the Northeast. So I think that reputation is there. So, you know, what we want is when there's a talented local player that they're thinking of Northeastern right away. And they know it's a good fit for them potentially. They probably know some guys on our roster, the guys that they've played with or played against, all those different factors. So when that talented local player, he's not just thinking about, you know, maybe going down south and playing somewhere or playing somewhere else. No, Northeastern is one of the, you know, top 3 schools he thinks about because of what our roster looks like, hopefully some of the success we've had from a win standpoint, playing in regionals, having our players drafted, get to the big league. So the whole package of what our program and university offers, I think plays into them having that thought process of, hey, Northeastern's in my top 3, and they also have a lot of players that are local.